Hey guys, welcome back to Boots and Bounty Homestead. Recently I did a video for the Homesteading for Free series. You can check that playlist out. I have a ton of videos on there and every week I'm adding more and more to it. But we talked about fertilizers, and one thing that I talked about, I didn't have any footage to do a B-roll for, but was actually making bone meal. So I'm going to have a few videos coming out to where I'm showing you how I make the certain fertilizers that I talked about. And the first one I've got now is going to be bone meal. So we had supper last night and we had some leftover chicken that my mom had actually cooked. And I saved the bones. Now it's not a whole lot here. I just want to do this to kind of get started and to show you guys how to go about doing the process of making your own bone meal. So as you see, we pretty well decimated these chicken bones. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put them in the Instapot. And then what we're going to do is pressure them for, we're going to start about, let's do 90 minutes. And we will see how they go from there. If they're not quite done enough, we can put them in a pot, or we can turn the Instapot back on and just do it for a little more time. So I'll let you know how they turn out in the end. Now chicken bones are really small, they're really thin. It's not going to take a whole lot, but if you were to do like, you know, beef bones or a bigger animal, a goat, a lamb, something like that that has bigger bones than a chicken, you will have to pressure it longer. Now you can set it on a stove and let it go for 2, 3, 4 days on a low simmer if you would choose to do that. But in the meantime, you're also going to be making that bone broth, so don't throw that away. But let's get started doing these chicken bones real quick. So I just showed you guys there is a PC Max, which is a pressure cook max liquid fill line. It is like 2/3 full. So I went ahead and stopped at that line. And now we're just going to continue with pressure cooking it. Now if you don't have an Instapot, you can do this in a pressure canner. It'll be the same time frame. You will do it at about 10 pounds of pressure. I'm not aware of any elevation issues because an Instapot is between 11 and 12 pounds. So the equivalent to a bigger pressure canner or a bigger pressure cooker would be to stay around 10 pounds of pressure. Between 10 and 11, you can use a gauge, you can use a 10-pound weight, whichever you prefer. And then you're going to pressure cook or in the pressure canner, whichever you choose to do. You're going to do it the same as the Instapot. Now on this one, I'm going to do the pressure cook method, and I'm going to go ahead and raise this up. Like I said, I'm going to do 1.5 hours because these are thinner chicken bones, and you see, I also got a small bag of them out of the freezer. Alright, so I turned off the keep warm. Now it's fixing to build up to pressure. Make sure your vent is closed. And then once it gets through cooking, you can either naturally let it release pressure, or you can manually do a quick release, whichever you prefer. It doesn't matter because there's nothing in here that you are doing per guidelines. So you can just release the pressure and then it's good to go. Alright, so that's not nearly enough, of course, to cover this whole bed. But you get the gist. And we're going to continue to eat chicken. We're going to continue to have chicken bones. So I'm going to continue to make this and put this on my root vegetables, especially during the spring while it's raining, so they can go ahead and bulb up real nice. Onions, garlic, and potatoes right here in this bed. They're growing great. So I will continue to feed them with my homemade fertilizer, and I hope you do the same. So until next time, guys, take care. God bless.